Does your bookshelf need a glow up? Mine does too. Let's get started. I'm author Nina Castle, and I say life is better with a little magic. Welcome to Painting Book Edges, Gilded Edition. First, let's talk supplies. You need a book, of course, newspaper or scrap paper, either masking tape or painter's tape, scissors, a weight, gloves if you would like, and the spray paint of your choice. The two spray paints that worked best for me were this Krylon Foil Metallic and Rust-Oleum Metallic Gold. Hammered Gold did not work for me, unfortunately. We're going to start by protecting our book cover. So I like to take scrap paper or newspaper, whatever you're working with, and put it all the way against the binding on both sides, and then just fold the paper over if you're using scrap paper and tape another one so that all parts of the book cover are protected. That's the main goal here. We want nothing exposed or able to get touched by spray paint. The next step is going to be to cover that binding that's still showing through on top and bottom of the book. So what I like to do is take a piece of tape that's a little bit longer than that edge of the binding, and very carefully you're going to press it against the bottom of the book. So line it up against the book, the part of the book that touches the pages, but use your fingernail to really push it against the binding so that all of the pages get covered, and then make a little snip with your scissors just in the corners and fold down that tape. If there are any holes, cover those with tape as well. I use both masking and painter's tape just to show that they both work. You can use whatever you have on hand. Once that's done, there is one more step you want to do prior to starting the spray painting, and that is to make sure there are no folded pages. I didn't do this on purpose, but it's an older book and looks like there were some pages that needed to be straightened out. That way all the edges get painted at the same time. When you're ready to start painting, take everything outside, and if you do want to protect your grass, put a piece of cardboard or newspaper underneath so that you don't get anything on your grass. My grass is dead. It's been over 100 degrees, but I'm going to go ahead and do it the right way anyway. So you do want to make sure you put the weight on top of your book before you get started. This is going to help prevent any bleeding onto the pages. And I put a little bit of pressure down whenever I was working, just again to prevent any sort of bleeding. And I, as you can see, worked with gloves so I didn't get spray paint all over myself. It takes several days for it to wash off if you do happen to get some on yourself, but that is your decision. Then you are going to work in these horizontal strokes about, I'd say, 6 to 10 inches away. That's to prevent any sort of dripping by building up too much paint in one spot. You want a nice thin coating overall. You also want to make sure that you are getting all the spaces, all the pages covered. My problem children were the pages that are closest to the actual covers on the top and bottom. So I am going to recommend that you flip it over and work from that direction as well. That way you are getting as many of the spots as you can, and also check for mistakes before you let it dry and unwrap the whole book and have to do it all over again. When it's painted to perfection, go ahead and let it dry for a few minutes, depending on how hot and how sunny it is where you are. Now I'm going to show you this other book that I did with one of the different gold spray paints rather than the hammered one. Look how much shinier it is, and it's dry, so it's not even coming off of my fingers. And what I love about spray paint is you don't have to peel apart pages like you would with acrylic paint. So now it's time to unwrap. First, I'm going to show you just a speed through of the one I did with the hammered gold. Like I said, it wasn't my favorite. It looked a little bit silvery and faded, kind of older than the shinier metallic gold that I did on later books. Here's an example of one with the shinier gold, and just see how it's so much brighter and it stands out so much better in contrast to the cover of this book, and matches beautifully with the insignia and insurgent lettering. I'm just very, very happy with that one. Love it. Thanks for joining me in Painting Book Edges. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more magical content.